What is up, everybody? It is Wick here, and I am in a Goodwill. I am looking for things I can buy and sell on eBay, Amazon, Mercari, Facebook, anywhere. I see this horse down on this bottom cart at Goodwill, and I'm thinking, hey, I sold this before. And I look closer, I'm like, no, this is like some cheap knockoff. I sold something very similar to that. I believe it was My Little Pony even. I sold it for like 20 bucks plus shipping, I remember. So I thought maybe I'd pick that up and make a little bit of money, but doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Here's some IKEA like hinges, I think, and done pretty well selling IKEA stuff, but it's been opened. I don't know if there's any that's been removed. That takes the value down. So I just decided to put it back. It wasn't really worth picking up. We got some women's underwear there that just seemed like a cheaper brand, so left those, or a cheaper set, I should say. But check out all these shoes. Some amazing Keen shoes, some LeBron, some Asics, which I kind of misread the style number on the Asics, unfortunately, but I'll still make a little bit of money on those. Just came out. Here's a coat. It's brand new, like a leather coat. Looked it up. It's just a lower end brand. They're not selling great. Wasn't marked up though, so could have made maybe a little bit of money. I don't know how long that would sit. Not familiar with the brand. I'm not a big clothing reseller, so I don't think the profits were there for me. But I have been listing quite a bit of coats recently, going through my clothing death pile, trying to get some of those sold. Here at this Goodwill, I see some Dungeons and Dragons sets, and I recognize these as being newer, so I wasn't super excited. Like, I would love to find vintage Dungeons and Dragons books. It's on my bucket list of things to find. I did grab them though, because I'm like, I'll pick them up anyway. This Harry Potter like card set, I'm like, I'll pick that up too. What I didn't do is look at the price of those. They were $10 a piece. You can buy them new for $17 on Amazon. So yeah, I wasn't going to pay that. I ended up putting those back, unfortunately. Here's a dinosaur. I think it might have been Jurassic World, one of the newer ones. T-Rex, not really worth picking up. Of course, some of that Jurassic Park, Jurassic World stuff can be worth hundreds of dollars. Had some good sales. Here's some Disney Sleeping Beauty doll. It's vintage, but they're $12.99. Beat up packaging. I looked them up anyway. Just not worth buying. There's a few different ones. So in this Goodwill, I find some track for cars. I find some San Antonio Shoe Company shoes. I got that popcorn popper, which I bought for personal use. Literally just got one of those from Amazon for $30. I told myself, I know I'm going to find one of those immediately when I go thrifting. 2 days later, there it is. It's only $4.99, so I'm buying that one. I'm going to return the one I bought from Amazon, get my $30 back. It's the exact same one, just a different color. So yeah, actually, I kind of wanted the red one anyway, and it was like $2 more on Amazon. I'm like, I'm not paying $2 more just to get the red one. So hey, it all works out in the end. We're checking the miscellaneous stuff here. What do we got over here? Got this. This is one of those water flossers, and I only buy those if they're new and worth money. This one's a cheaper one, and it's been opened. I find out when I do further inspection, so I put that back. I believe I sold one of those for 80 bucks new. I found it at a garage sale one time. Could be thinking of something else, but yeah, it's kind of gross to sell one of those used, in my opinion. I'm assuming some people are willing to buy them, but I'm not really willing to deal with them used. Here's, well, this is screens you put on the back of the seats that are still sitting there. Been sitting there a while. No one wants to buy them. They are priced kind of high. I get it. Here's this is an ice cream scoop. I could have looked that up. I was considering it could be one of those things that's worth like 15, even 20 bucks. If it's a good one, people pay up for ice cream scoops. Kind of crazy. People will pay up for about anything though, depending on brand and model and style and status and all of that. So down here I see this DeWalt saw, and it doesn't have a battery, but it was only $5.99, and I'm like, oh, I better look that up just to see if I can sell it without the battery as is, make some money. You know what? I told myself I was going to finish recording this aisle for the video and look it up. I completely forgot. I don't think it was going to be worth picking up, really. I could have made maybe 10 or 15 on it. It didn't seem like it was a high-end one, and without the battery, batteries is where the money's at usually on those types of things. Checking out some of this cookware for good quality brands. Not seeing any. So we're just going to keep moving on over to the toys. Maybe spot something there. Some sealed checker pieces. Look like they might have been vintage. If they were chess pieces, I probably would have picked them up. I sell vintage, just cheap chess pieces sometimes for about 15 bucks. Here's a Stay Puft Man from Ghostbusters, $4.99. Just picked one up recently at this Goodwill. Not vintage, from 2020, 21, whenever the newest Ghostbuster movie came out. Wasn't really worth picking up. So here's some sort of cake decorating set. I looked this up on eBay. Comps were everywhere, but some of them were selling for around 30 bucks. However, that one was missing a couple of the attachments and condition, so I just left it. Here's some connects, $5.99. I shake it. I'm like, hey, there's some connects in here. Let's see what we're looking at. Yeah, a bunch of connects, and I recently sold one with a red case for about $35. So I got a rummage sale, so yeah, I'll pick it up. They're pretty easy to list and ship, honestly. I don't count the pieces or anything. I just take a picture of how many pieces are in there and go with that. Let me know if you see anything else in this toy aisle. There's so much stuff. There's a Toy Story something. What was that? Probably nothing. Maybe nothing. Can't see in this little preview window. Sesame Street sewing machine. But if you are enjoying the video, please do me a favor and hit that like button for me. It really does help the video. So in this Goodwill, I am finding something amazing here. One of these golden tea sets, which I'll talk about in the haul. Big money on Amazon. And I did find some other stuff. I went to another thrift store and I found a drum set actually in Goodwill. Unfortunately, my GoPro battery died on me, so I didn't get footage of me picking that up, but I will be showing that stuff in the haul. And I show a lot of my stuff in the haul that I don't show me actually finding, just so there are some surprises when we get there. But there's Elmo. There's one of those kid jams things. I pick up that too. I decided to buy it. I can make a little bit of money. Checking out the bags. Not really seeing anything else. But I also go to Home Depot and I find some clearance there. Some nice clearance stuff. I made a YouTube short for that. So make sure you're subscribed so you get notifications. Ring that bell, because when I find clearance like this, I make shorts so I can get it out fast, because usually it takes me 2, 3, sometimes a month to edit videos. All that clearance is gone by the time I talk about it in my video. So I can make these shorts and put them out very quickly, and you can find stuff before, it's all sold out in your area possibly. But let me show you the haul today. Some great stuff. It is time for me to go over the haul today, and got quite a bit of stuff. I stopped at Home Depot and got a lot. I'm going to show you that stuff. You can just see how much stuff is over there. Bunch of clearance items. But we'll start back here with these Connects I paid $5.99 for. I recently picked up a red container filled with Connects, vintage, at a rummage sale. I had about $1 into it, sold it for, I think, $30 or $35. Looks like these were selling for about $35, $38 plus shipping. So I went ahead and grabbed that for $5.99. We'll make some money on it. Another haul with some decent shoes and boots. Here's some lacrosse boots. These are called de-icer boots. There's no shoelaces, unfortunately, and they're nothing very special, but they were priced $4.99. So at that price, I think I can price them like $30 plus shipping. I saw some other boots selling for around $35, $40 with the laces, so I think they'll move eventually at that price. Here's some shoes that were a bit unfortunate. These Asics, they're very clean, almost new condition. I looked them up and they're Gel Light 33s. When I went to type it in eBay, Gel Light 3 came up. So I just went with that. Forgot about the 33 in that span of time. I guess it does matter. The Gel Light 3s are actually pretty good shoes. They're probably worth about $50 or $60 pre-owned, it was looking like. When I got home and looked up the actual model, I noticed they were 33s. Yeah, these are not great. I still will make money on them because, again, I paid $4.99. So probably price them 20 bucks maybe. Hope they sell. Might have to even go to 15 on those. Stopped at a thrift store and saw these before I left. These are Fitville hook and loop, just shoes. Usually I think diabetics buy these types of shoes. $3 is what they were priced at. Actually, they're $2.40, so they must have had a discount going on. I believe it was maybe the last haul or haul or two ago, I picked up some Fitville shoes brand new for $5, and I mentioned that I'd never seen that brand before, that I can remember. I've sold a lot of stuff over the years. And here's another pair of them, and that's kind of how it works sometimes. You find something, discover something, and then you just start finding it all the time. But I should be able to sell those, I think, for around $29.99 plus shipping. I saw that a pair new sold for about $55, so I'm assuming pre-owned I can get that. Here's a pair of San Antonio Shoe Company shoes, SAS, however you want to say it, in great condition. Now these are, I don't know what you would call these, like strappies, dress shoes, sandals, dress sandals. Not sure. Women, let me know what you call this design. Now, I usually don't buy San Antonio Shoe Company shoes like this because they don't sell as great, but I saw some very similar to this selling for around $30, and in this condition, I'm like, oh, no brainer. I'll make some money on these at some point. Now, here's some pretty exciting stuff. A cart came out of shoes, and I'm like, oh boy, let me go through these before I leave. The first things I saw on top was these Keen boots. And I'm like, oh boy, did they mark these up? Sure enough, they did not. Just crazy. I found the Keen boots like this a few times in the past years, and they always sell. I should be able to price these in this condition probably $79.99 plus shipping, and they're going to sell at some point. I can't remember the last pair I sold, but it's weird. Every time I find these, they're in great condition. You'd think that these things would be destroyed. And I saw these and I thought, oh boy, these could be really good too. You know, it's not something I didn't even bother looking up. At $4.99 in this condition, LeBron shoes, I grabbed them. Unfortunately, they're nothing super special. I think I'm going to sell them for $40 plus shipping though, so I paid $5 again for these. Then the final pair of shoes I got today are the San Antonio Shoe Company shoes. Free times, picked these up many times in the past. I usually get about $40 for them. I think they're getting more and more saturated, so it could be a little less than that. These I had to pay $6.99 for. You got a little bit of wear on the toes is all, and I use black shoe polish, just kind of rub the toes, and it just makes it look as good as new. I've done it quite a few times on these free times. I'll price them $29.99 plus shipping. I think they will sell. Okay, so I got some DVDs here. The first set is $5.99 is what I paid for it. Secret Agent, aka Danger Man. I looked this up. Not really any available new, at least with the UPC. So I did a search just looking up the DVD set, and there's some with a different case or a different picture that was selling, I think, for around $60. Maybe it was like $65, $67, something like that. Some pre-owned were selling good though for in the 40s, so I do think I'll be able to price this $50 or $60 and get a sale on that. And then I got some other DVDs at the thrift store. They were $1 a piece. They're all sealed. It looks like a full set, volumes 1 through 5. Creation Speaks. Could not find any comps. Yeah. None listed, none sold, none on Terapeak. So honestly, I don't know what they're going to sell for. Usually stuff like this sealed and being rare, I'm going to price this minimum $50 and just let it sit until someone comes along wants to buy the set. And I got $5 into them. I think either way, I'm going to win in the end. Moving right along, I found some of this track for, I guess, slot cars, $3.99. They're brand new, 3 lanes, 2 boxes of them. And it looks like the price is kind of holding for the $19.99. I should be able to sell at least both of these boxes for around $40. I'll probably just lot both of them together. Here's another item I have had on the channel quite a few times. This Golden Tee Radica golf set, $3.99. I was hoping it was sealed because if it's sealed, I'm getting around $200 on Amazon. Unfortunately, I do see that it has been opened. Looks like it's probably in good condition, but pre-owned right now it's selling for $100. But I have sold these pre-owned for upwards of $120, $130 before. So at $3.99, I'm going to cash in on this for sure. And then back here, I got one of these Kids Jams or Kitty Jams Studios VTech. Picked up one of these fairly recently. This one was $2.99 is basically why I picked it up. You know, they do sell for around $30, $35. But because it has this, this can sell for $15, $20 by itself. Little MP3 player. So at $2.99, I'm going to make some money on it. I'm not sure how I'm going to sell it yet. Seems to be in pretty good condition. If I can test it real quick, I'll just sell the whole thing probably. I think these will fit in one of the larger priority mail boxes, like skinny ones. So it shouldn't be that bad to ship either. Okay, so down here in this tote, this came in a box actually, an Amazon box, but I took it out and put it in this tote while I was looking it over. This is something I didn't particularly want to buy just because I have so much stuff I'm dealing with right now. It's just good profit, I think, for $9.99 because the control panel alone, I saw some comps even in the 60s. I think I can sell this at least $50 plus shipping. It's just a little dusty is all. Maybe it will work. So I knew with the control panel, I was happy enough even if I wasn't going to sell anything else. You got all these drumsticks, which they say sound percussion 5A, which I believe is a brand, but I don't know if these are that brand. It might just say that. However, I think I can almost get the cost of all of this just selling this lot of drumsticks here, because there's a lot of them. Like if I sell them for like 15 bucks or maybe 10 bucks plus shipping. Then you got a couple kick pedals in here. I think they're selling for about 15 a piece. The drum pads, I guess you call them. I think I can sell those for around, I think they were like $10 to $15. I'd probably lot some together. I'm not sure about the difference. I'm also not going to test any of this stuff. I'll just put in the description that it wasn't tested, price it lower. Then you got some of the hardware for like the drum set itself. None of that was listed anywhere, so maybe some people are looking for that and I can just sell the hardware. I don't want to spend the time setting all this up, putting it together, testing it, and then shipping this whole big thing because it was only selling for like $130, $140 set up, complete, and tested working condition. I'm going to get just as much money just selling the parts, I think. And in the end, I do think I'll make at least $75 profit on that, probably more, honestly. So here's the stuff I got at Home Depot. A bunch of their lighting was 75% off. I went through and scanned everything, mostly looking for things that I could sell on Amazon. I've sold a lot of this type of lighting over the years, so I kind of know what to look for. But I was making about $90 profit a piece on these Hampton Bay LED post lanterns, and I got a bunch of other lights here. I spent just under $500, and then the woman offered me a Home Depot credit card to save $50. I told her I already had one because I did that years ago. She said, well, you can get another one and save $50 and just cancel it when you get it. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Why not? I'll save $50. I've also done that at Lowe's to save money. So having about $450 into all this, I'm at least going to double my money. I think I'm going to make $900 or more. Like some of these were just selling really well. I think I paid like $19 for these solar lights and they were selling for $66, $69, something like that. And of course, with retail arbitrage, clearance, stuff like this, the price always goes down before it goes back up. So a lot of this stuff, it may just take a long time to sell. I always want to make that clear. But there it is, everybody. That is my haul for today. I really want to thank you for watching. You know I'm going to ask you to hit that like button for me. Make sure you are subscribed, please, if you enjoy the videos. If you've watched more than one, if you plan on watching more, consider hitting that subscribe button. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, flipping_junk. This has been Wick. Till next time.